There we go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our December 21st solstice activation and stepping into the holy days and what that all means. If you can mute yourself, I've got, I'm going to put us into a presentation mode in just a second. And so if you can mute yourself so we don't have any background noise, that would be fabulous. Actually, I will mute everybody. Okay, mute all. And yes, you can, because last time I did this, I couldn't get you to unmute. Okay, there we go. All right, super excited about the energy that is coming in today or already has come in. The solstice took place at 5:20 a.m. and that's when the sun moved into Capricorn. And we've got some special events taking place with that. And we also, with solstice, that happened at 11, and actually what happened at 11 was Jupiter and Saturn moved into Aquarius. And I'm going to talk about what that means for you, how that's going to support you in manifesting your goals and dreams, and how to maximize working with it so you make the most of it. So what I'll be doing tonight is I'll be talking about the energies of the solstice, the two planets moving into Aquarius. I have a special guest that is going to read a solstice poem that she wrote this week for us. So grateful that Rachel is here to support us. And then we will go into a guided meditation to help you open up and activate yourselves into higher dimensions so that you allow all the goodness and greatness that you deserve in this life. So let's get started with the presentation, screen share, and advanced portion, yes. And just you, we're on the wrong page. Let's start with solstice. All right, so we are in solstice today. The holy days will actually begin December 26th. Most people think that the 12 days of Christmas are leading up to Christmas, when in fact it's December 26th through January 6th. So we're going to talk about how working with those, as well as you'll have access to a Holy Days ebook that will help you in setting your intentions during those specific days. So the solstice is a time of introspection. It's an opportunity for you to review regarding the light in your life and how you can bring more light from within out into the world. As I mentioned, the solstice took place at 5:20 this morning, and the sun moved into Capricorn. So as we're moving throughout the next couple of days, we've got some key players in Capricorn that are still supporting us. So here's a glimpse of an astrology chart that I pulled showing the sun and Mercury moving into Capricorn. Both of these are at the 0 degree mark today. Now, Capricorn is an earth sign. So with the sun moving in here and Mercury moving in here, Mercury is helping us in communicating a new message. So there may be a declaration that you're making. There may be corporations that are making, specific messages that they're putting out there, because Capricorn does rule the career house, corporations, governments, all those types of things. So we may see all kinds of declarations over the next week or two as far as changes that companies are making or adjustments that government is making because of what has been transpiring this year. Now, we've had some major players that have been playing in Capricorn for the past year. We've had Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter in Capricorn. So these three planets have literally been drilling down on us and forcing us to make changes. So not only has COVID been a part of that, but these planets have really got us to a place of restructuring our lives and looking at where our personal power is, looking at the things that we really value on that physical form, because Capricorn as an earth sign is a very spiritual earth sign. It wants to strip away anything that no longer serves us and make sure that we are efficient, organized, and moving forward just with what we need. So as Mercury and the sun are moving into Capricorn, this is an opportunity to really view and review how things have changed in your life. Obviously, changes in perspectives, new opportunities, new growth, stripping away the old, and just allowing you to step into the new year with only the elements that you really need. It's sort of like cleaning out your closet, and now you've just got these key things that you can take with you. So as you're moving forward, make sure that you're tuning into declaring your truth, making sure that you're aligning with that truth so that you're not living in some other version of the truth, somebody's expectations of you versus what you're expecting for yourself. And this will help you in making transitions. Maybe you're already making those transitions with your career or where you're moving forward in your life, and recognize that this is all a part of that Capricorn shifting energy that we have been experiencing for the past year. And with the sun moving back into Capricorn, we're going to feel that to a certain extent moving forward. So every 20 years, we experience a renewal with Jupiter and Saturn. These two planets join up. They're the two largest planets in our solar system. And every 20 years, they join together for a specific event. Now, for the past 200 years, this has been taking place every 20 years in Earth signs, except for one. So out of those 20-year cycles, every single one of those has been in Earth signs. So what is shifting is now we're moving from Earth signs into air signs as these two planets move into Aquarius. And with air signs, there's a new theme coming in. There's this shift within our consciousness and perspective, and it's supporting us on generational issues and generational levels. Because if you think about it, often a generation, they say it's about 30 years, but about every 20 years is a true generation. So recognizing that these two planets are helping shift perspectives. And as we move into Aquarius, these are all about our social and political structures. It's shifting our cultures and our values, and it's helping shift our overall economy. So how that is really impacting us is it's going to affect supply chains, and it's going to, and none of this is doom and gloom, right? Like change always invokes some sort of resistance, but as long as we realize that things will normalize, that we don't need to go into fear or scarcity mode, then it's going to support us overall. So as we're moving into the Aquarius energy, this is about innovation, collaboration. This is about not only the individual and what your unique gifts are, but how do you share those with the world? Now, this cycle is actually similar to what took place 800 years ago with the Renaissance. So it may be an upsurge of new ways of thinking, of doing things, of a lot of artistic endeavors, or just thinking outside of the box, that creativity that can get inspired with the Aquarius energy. There's a strong sense about the future and what that holds for us as the human race. And so when we can honor who we are in that divinity, it will support us in moving forward with ease and grace into our highest self. And that's ultimately what we want. So this is a screenshot of the Aquarius energy. We have Pluto still is in Capricorn, but we have both Saturn and Jupiter, get my head in the right place, are moving into Aquarius. Now, it takes about 3 years for Saturn to go through a sign. So it's going to be moving through a little bit slower. And Jupiter is going to be running ahead, full steam ahead, right? What it reminds me of is, let's say that somebody gave your child $20, and now you're going to walk into a toy store or a candy store or whatever it is, but the little kid has all of these ideas of what it wants to do, and it wants to say yes to everything, and I want this candy, and I want this toy, and I want that. And that's what Jupiter is doing, is it's running forward, moving into Aquarius. Then we have Saturn coming up behind it. This is the practical parent. This is the disciplinarian. This is the rules and the regulations, right? Sort of saying to that child, do you think it's really responsible that you have all of that candy, or that you buy that specific toy? So it causes us to pause and look at the discipline, responsibility, rules and regulations, all of those things that may be limiting us in some capacity. And when we can look at that and free ourselves from limitations that no longer serve us, then we're able to move forward more easily. So as you're moving forward with these two planets, just recognize that there's going to be kind of this running forward energy, as well as this kind of restraining energy, holding you back on a certain level. And as you're moving forward, just recognizing that and tuning into your specific energy tools and your spiritual tools will support you in feeling more grounded and stable and connected. Now, as you're moving forward into the new year, you know, it's often we set new intentions with the new year. I do it not only for the new year, but then I do this with the new moon every single cycle, because that way it supports me on staying on track with my goals. So as you're moving forward, recognize that, you know, what elements of 2020 do you want to adopt and take forward, and which ones are you willing to leave behind? And this will be a great opportunity to actually move forward just with the things that serve you best. Now, as I mentioned, the Sun and Mercury are at 0 degrees, and we also have Saturn and Jupiter at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So with these 4 planets at 0 degrees, there is this sense of renewal. And typically this is the energy of a new moon, which took place a week ago. But with these 4 planets in 0 degrees of new signs, this is a new time, a new age, a new awareness, all of those elements. So if there's specific goals that you're setting that you really want, the sky is the limit, this is an opportunity to tune into that. And think about Aquarius as that air sign where we manifest from thin air. So we can think about what it is that we want to create, and then we physically create it. It has a lot more leverage in that realm of us thinking, loving this, making sure that we're manifesting it, bringing it into physical form. One of the best things you can do is pull your astrology birth chart with transits and find out where these planets are moving for you so that you can really optimize this time. Okay, so there is a sense of endings and beginnings that are taking place when Jupiter and Saturn are moving up. And these outer planets, because they're big and they move slower, they create lasting changes. And this is a great time to make sure that you are being in that place of the visionary, of being futuristic, of being innovative and creative, and tuning into your higher energy so that you can make the most of this and literally wave your magic wand and manifest more. So let's talk a little bit about Saturn and Aquarius. Saturn helps you take whatever you have mastered and share it with the world. So this could be all of your knowledge and wisdom. Aquarius is recognized as the water bearer, so she is pouring her knowledge and wisdom into humanity. It is our responsibility to share what we've learned and grown from and share that with others to help them in lifting themselves up and recognizing that they can achieve difficult things. This energy brings light to realities in our life, right? So it kind of gives us that dose of that reality check that sometimes we need. Saturn is a teacher. Both Saturn and Jupiter are teachers, but in very different capacities. Saturn is often the disciplinarian and can teach you through, you know, the rules, regulations, following things, discipline. It can be quite serious. Sometimes it feels like it's limiting us, but often it's asking us to tune in and see if this is something that is really responsible for us to be working on or towards, or if it's, you know, some ego drive that's really pushing us in that way. So just recognizing that that element of Saturn kind of, you know, again, it's that parent that says to us, hey, is this really the most responsible choice? And when we can look at it and say, yes, it is, or no, it isn't, then we're able to actually move forward in an easier capacity. Then we have Jupiter, also one of our teachers. Jupiter teaches through expansion and through growth. It moves through a sign. It takes about 12 months to move through a sign. So it'll be in Aquarius for the next 12 months. This planet brings in luck and optimism and the opportunity to look for sustainable perspectives, sustainable growth, sustainable outcomes, all of those things. Jupiter expands all the opportunities that you want, provided they are aligned with your higher self. And it reminds you that you are important and your message is valuable. So in doing this, you'll be able to contribute to society in whatever way that may show up for you. Now, Aquarius is about collaboration. It's about new friendships, working with like-minded people and groups, your community, social events. So Aquarius really helps us see new solutions. And since Jupiter is going to be moving faster than Saturn, there may be all kinds of green lights kind of pushing you forward, and then Saturn coming behind and either putting the brakes on things or at least slowing things down. So as long as you're aware of that, that will support you in making choices that sustain your growth. So because Aquarius is futuristic, this is an opportunity of activating higher levels of your soul by learning to trust yourself. It's a very introspective sign. It helps you to strip away things that don't support you, the things that are no longer important, tuning into what is important, and really shifting your perspective. So make sure that you are, aligning with what you value most and what your values are. This is literally giving you permission to accept who you are without the need to fit in with other people's expectations or to compromise yourself in some capacity. So Aquarius is literally helping you step into higher dimensions, these levels of consciousness that have been unavailable and unattainable to us in the past because of these cosmic shifts and all of the energy that is literally pouring down on the earth. We are able to really expand our consciousness. So what does this mean for you? Well, there's a strong theme of new beginnings. This is heightening your awareness and helping you keep aligned with different energies and different dimensions. As a futuristic sign, Aquarius will bring what you need in the moment and be in the present moment. This is an opportunity for you to tune into new ideas, maybe things that you never thought were possible. And it doesn't mean they're coming into physical form right away, but entertaining something different and possibilities will actually help you and support you in receiving whatever guidance you need to get there. So in general, this is an opportunity for recalibration of humanity overall. And as we determine who we really are and what we need, then the universe is going to support us in figuring out what that means and how to move forward with it. Some of my favorite essential oil picks for the solstice: any of the citrus oils, lemon, wild orange, bergamot, citrus bliss. Any of the citrus oils are uplifting. They're literally like opening a bottle of liquid sunshine. So anything that helps you feel uplifted and invigorated. Wild orange and the other citrus oils actually stimulate serotonin production. So it helps you feel better, as that feel-good neurotransmitter. For Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius, since this is being futuristic and tuning into higher dimensions, I recommend products such as sandalwood, clary sage, and frankincense, because these will support you in connecting with your spirit and enhancing your spiritual practice. I just wanted to mention, for those of you who haven't been on one of our previous calls, this is our 12th year of doing New Moon Manifesting. So our 144th show was last week. Super excited about that. And we are still in those festivities. That's a part of this specific program. Our New Moon community has been very generous, and we're doing a fundraiser for emergency relief hygiene kits that doTERRA ships all over the world to people who have experienced natural disasters. And each one of these kits contains personal care items that, that supports people in the first 72 hours after a natural disaster. And each one of these kits is a $25 donation. You can go to the link above, newmoonmanifesting.com/give. and you can purchase as many as you want. $25 is the minimum, but you can order as many as that you want. And for each entry, for each $25 kit that you purchase, your name will be put into an amazing manifesting package that's worth $1,200. So go to newmoonmanifesting.com/give to make your donation, and then email me your receipt so that I can put your name in the drawing. And for anyone who is interested in essential oils, you can actually get an additional entry into the manifesting package with a $100 enrollment order. So contact me for more information, or the person that brought you to this event, and we can discuss how that works. So what's in the $1,200 kit? Well, some amazing things. First of all, there are 3 unique essential oil blends, and all of these are created specifically to help you manifest more. And these 3 oils are about $100 for the 3. There's also rose essential oil, which is about $100 essential oil. There's past tense blend, which is great for releasing any tension or stress, feeling overwhelmed, those types of things. And then finally, there is the Pursue blend, which helps you in pursuing your goals and dreams. And all of this comes in this beautiful handy dandy clutch, so they're easy to carry. You will also get this handmade gold crescent moon necklace, as well as a manifesting kit that includes the sage, Palo Santo, the Lemurian seed crystal, and the fluorite crystal, and copal. I think that's everything. The candle is in it. And then you're also going to get a personal coaching session with me. So this is a tremendous package. It's a wonderful opportunity for you to give this time of the year to people that, you know, who don't always have what they need, especially during times of natural disasters. It's just a great way to offer somebody something and give them some hope for the future. So let's move on to the holy days. So the holy days, the 12 days from the day after Christmas until January 6th. This is the darkest time of the winter in the Northern Hemisphere, and it's a time of introspection and setting your intentions for the new year. So the purpose with each day, because there's 12 days total, is each day you focus on one solar month of the year. We begin with Aries, and the solar month begins in April, and that you do on December 26th. Now, going through the holy days with intention will help you set the stage for your progress in 2021. You can have an overall goal that you set for the year, and then you can either draw a card or intuit a particular word for that month, and anchor it with an essential oil just to support you in getting the most out of it. And I'll explain a little bit more in just a moment. But in short, this is a process that can take just a few minutes. So you can spend 5 or 10 minutes if you want, or you can spend more time and be more introspective. So some of the tools that I enjoy using are oracle cards. I have these ones from Rebecca Campbell, Work Your Light oracle cards, or I've used Doreen Virtue's angel cards. In fact, I drew 2 cards before they popped out together. So I drew 2 cards. The first card was called Unbound. And this card literally says, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. And that's what this energy feels like to me, as we're moving into a whole new realm. And as such, we need to let go of any of those soul contracts that are holding us back so that we can truly feel unbound and move forward. And then the other card that was drawn is called Trust Your Path. And this one really is about feeling supported in whatever you drew and do, and trusting your inner guidance with every step that you take. So specifically working with the holy days, there is an ebook, and you'll get a link for that in just a second. It's also in the email that was sent out. But each one of the days, I do something as simple as I light a candle, I pick a favorite essential oil for the day, I put a drop on my hands, I rub them together, breathe it in, and take a couple of deep breaths just to center myself and make sure that I'm grounded. And then I tune in to either a specific word for that month, or I will draw either an angel card or an oracle card for that month. And then once I've drawn that card, I write it down in my journal or my notebook, or you can write it in your Holy Days ebook. And if you have time, you can actually contemplate on this. I like oracle cards that have simple messages because you want to keep this process as simple as easy as possible. So you can tune into that specific word or maybe a phrase and what that means to you and how that supports you or aligns you with your goals so that you can really make the most of that solar month as we move forward. And then you can also pick an essential oil or blend that relates to that word or card that you chose for that month. And I've made a list in the ebook. There's a list of essential oils that go with each one of the 12 solar months. I also included doTERRA's ancient oils because those are some very special ancient oils that will support you. So I included those in that process too. Then what you do is after you've gone through these 12 days, when we actually come to the next new moon, is you'll pull out your list, your journal, your ebook, wherever you've put all of this information, and you'll review and reflect on that specific message that you got. And this will support you in setting your intentions with that specific new moon. So for those of you who don't have an email, you can download the ebook at newmoonmanifesting.com/solstice. And a copy of this webinar will also be posted there if you have questions or want to get more information or listen again, because I know I went really fast with a lot of this, but they've got a lot going on. So I want to stop sharing and I want to call Rachel up. All right. Yes, good stuff. Rachel Lubug, are you here?
I am here. How are you? How's everyone tonight?
Unpin me. I'm doing fabulous. You look beautiful.
We are well. We are well. Thank you.
All right. So Rachel has a special message for us.
Yes. We solstice. Crack and split, sometimes just in two, open to the light, the warmth of the sun, dance in the twilight of dawn. The day gives us the last bit of dark. Ready ourselves for the pinch of light between mother's fingers, a crescent moon. Wake a minute earlier each day. Shake the dust from our hair, the creases of our eyes. Expand our crown for the brightness. Pump our knees a little higher.
I love that. Beautiful. Anything you want to share with us about this poem as you were working on it?
Oh, as I was working on it, it was interesting. It was, I ended up working in a group and it had a picture with a crack in it. And so that kind of threw me and made me realize that that's what we are being asked to do. Probably this whole year, we're being asked to like just split ourselves open and just be vulnerable and release what no longer serves. And so I began to think, what exactly do I want to be or do in that moment of the solstice? Not the exact moment, but the idea of it. And I just want to expand. I want to take in all the light. I want to take advantage of the light as it comes to me. That early morning, dawn, hour before work is always a magical time. Mm-hmm. So I think that that's what I was trying to focus on and get across in the wording, that is a time to reach out and, I guess, touch, if you will, to be cliche, of the energy that's out there. You're trying to harness it in for yourself, some of it for yourself.
Yeah, so beautiful. I love the opening of the crown. Like I could literally see that.
Mm-hmm. But it also, I'm sorry, also I wanted, in pumping your knees, it's always also saying that you have to do some of the work. You have to do work also. So as soon as you expand, it's letting you know that you're going to have enough strength to move forward to all your goals that you are setting for yourself.
Very good point. Yes, I was going to ask about that too, what that meant to you. And it literally is, right? Like we were given the crack, and it's up to us to continue to work it open so that we get to a place of being wide open and being receptive to the love and light that is available to us.
Yes, and it's a little higher. We don't have to climb the mountain in one day. So each day, it's a gift to yourself to just pump those legs a little higher, the knees.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
A lot of comments in there. You should check those out. All right, we're going to go into a brief meditation, and then I'll open up the lines for any questions that you have. I know I went through information quickly. There was a lot to go through, so I just wanted to make sure that you all had everything that you needed to make the most of the energies that we're transmitting and transferring into. And one other note, I want you to recognize that when we move into the new moon in Aquarius, so that will be in February, probably like the 11th or 12th, I believe. But when that happens, there will be 6 planets in Aquarius. So Aquarius is the overall theme, where Capricorn was the theme last year because we had these big planets that were just grinding away at us. We've got this Aquarian energy that is, you know, it's that air energy. It's a lot of thoughts. It's about new ideas and innovations and ingenuity and inventions. So we may have a lot of futuristic things that we didn't think were possible, and now we're actually seeing them come to fruition. So tune into whatever that means for you, and I will obviously describe more of that when we step into the Aquarius new moon in a couple months. But I just wanted you to be aware of this Aquarian energy and how powerful it's going to be, and that ongoing theme to support us. So during this meditation, you can either sit up or lie down. Just make sure that your neck and back are aligned so that you're freely moving the energy through your torso. And I invite you to close your eyes. I'm going to turn off my video here, but I invite you to close your eyes and just be present in your body. Let's begin with some deep breathing, breathing in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And breathe in deeply all the way down to the belly. And as you exhale, release. Release any tension that you're holding in the neck and shoulders. As my back pops, that's great. Just release that tension. Continue to breathe deeply and rhythmically, releasing the tension you're holding in the chest. Softening the jaw. Allowing your mid-back, your mid-body. We hold a lot of tension in our stomach and abdomen. Just allow it to be soft and relaxed in the moment. Tuning in. Allowing yourself to be present. And just honoring yourself in this moment. Release any tension you're holding in your hips, your lower spine, your lower back. Just use the breath. Deeply breathing in and out. And allow your arms and legs to be heavy and relaxed. You're in a space that's safe, you're protected. And we call in your guides, your ancestors to support you at this time. And imagine that you're in the middle of a circle, that they're facing you, holding hands, directing their energy and love towards you in this moment. And just allow yourself to bask in that light, that energy, that love. And bring your awareness to your heart. Imagine that you're literally breathing through your heart. If you feel inspired, you can take your hands over your heart just to enhance your awareness. Breathing deeply and rhythmically through your heart. And using your imagination, just envision this beautiful sunlight in the center of your heart. And what does that sunlight feel like to you? No need to judge. Just be present with what you notice. And we want to take a piece of this inner light and imagine yourself just like a playful child throwing it up through the crown of your head. And it reaches up through the heavens until it reaches the sun. And the sun magnifies this energy and immediately sends it back down to you, coming back down through the crown of your head and into your heart. And notice the energy in your heart. Has it expanded? Is it the same? Do you feel more peaceful? Just notice what you notice. No need to judge. Just be present. And while holding this connection to the sun, imagine taking another ray of sunlight and this time shooting it down through your feet, down into the earth. It quickly travels to the center of the earth, connecting with the center. And Mother Earth bathes your light with unconditional love and immediately sends it back up to you through the earth, through your feet, and back into the center of your heart. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. And the energy is perpetually moving, reaching up to the sun, crossing back through your heart, going down into the earth, coming back up and crossing through your heart, creating the sign of infinity. The energy is constantly moving, allowing you to release anything that no longer serves you. You can just envision yourself placing anything that you want to get rid of in your life, emotions, people, toxic situations, belief systems. This is an opportunity for you to literally purge anything that no longer serves you. Just be present with what's taking place. No need to control or judge or thinking, am I doing this right? Just be present with the energy in your heart. And as you're purging anything that no longer serves you, it's immediately replaced, literally filled up with this liquid golden sunlight of unconditional love. That the vibration is radiating throughout your heart. And you feel that energy moving throughout your heart. It's expanding into every cell of your body, bringing in new energy, new life, and activating each and every cell in your system to allow higher frequencies of love, light, higher dimensions. And just allow yourself to receive these beautiful gifts, these gifts of the universe, these gifts of unconditional love. And take a deep breath in and exhale, release. And notice what's taking place in your body now. You're becoming more magnetized, more mindful, more aware of not only what's taking place within you, but around you. And as you tune into these higher dimensions, frequencies, and energy, be open to trusting yourself. It's easy to fall back into old patterns and think, but in the past, this has happened. But you've changed. The energy has changed. And it's allowing you to receive more. And I literally see these showers of light just like pouring into your body, downloading new cosmic information, messages that will support you, that are for your highest good, and allow you to expand to your highest level of consciousness. And take a deep breath in and exhale, release. And simply be present with what's taking place. Honoring your physical body, your spiritual body, your emotional body, loving all parts of yourself. Just imagine from your heart, it's like a cartoon where little hearts are being projected in all areas into your body and beyond your body and out into the world. You are a beacon of hope, a beacon of light, a beacon of love. No matter how insignificant you feel or how powerful you feel, you matter. Your energy on this earth at this moment is important. You have an important life's mission that serves the bigger picture, that elevates humanity, helping them raise their consciousness, their frequency to become enlightened. It's no easy task, but as you practice, as you tune in to your energy through your spiritual practices, your light raises the frequency of this earth. And literally take one of your hands and pat yourself on the back for being here tonight, for contributing your energy to this event, for raising the frequency of this earth. And recognize you can easily come back to this state simply by tuning into your heart, magnifying that energy, connecting with heaven and earth, you become more magnetic and attract all the resources that you want. And realize you can attract the stuff you don't want too. So be very mindful about what you're thinking about, what you're magnetizing, so that you attract more of the good stuff that you deserve. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. As you begin to bring yourself out of this activity, start by wiggling your fingers and toes. You may have specific messages that came to light or imagery. Everyone processes things differently. You may have seen or felt nothing at all, but you have changed as a result of participating. Sometimes you get messages days later. It doesn't always happen in the moment. But as you bring yourself back into your physical body, if there's something you want to remember, it's wise to write it down right away so that you recall what it is. And let's take one more deep breath in. And exhale, release. And when your processing is complete, go ahead and open your eyes. Oh, look at all you beauties here. Anyone have anything interesting they want to share or questions about the energy and what's taking place?
I have a question.
Yes, Jessica.
I don't want to get political, but it is a kind of political question. And that is, well, it's very general though, because of something you said about the time of Aquarius being open and changing and political and social and stuff like that. Does that mean that to the extent we had more destructive energy this last time, that it will be more positive energy, and will it be as powerful? Because there's a lot of talk about what, the whole transition from one mindset to another mindset.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering if the astrology indicates that we'll have enough power to counteract so much negativity that we've been exposed to.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Keep in mind that we still have Pluto in Capricorn, so that will be there until 2024. So there's still a lot of transition that's taking place. So it's not going to be a magic wand and in a month's time, everything's going to be changed.
This is life. I'm old enough. I understand that doesn't work.
Yeah, I wish things happened that quickly, right? But we're recognizing the system is broken because we've got a very polarized, there's two groups of people. It was almost split with the election. And so there's a lot of polarity there. There's also a lot of recognition that things need to change. Mm-hmm. And because these structures are so old, the nice thing with, this new 200-year cycle that we're going to be in air signs is we're going to be looking for optimal solutions that support humanity. And that to me is the magic, right? So it's not going to be this top-down energy that we've been stuck in with the earth energies, but it's going to be a grassroots coming up from the people as to what needs to be changed, because we're not accepting like we used to in the past. We're simply saying, no, that's not acceptable. We need to change it. But until we come up with solutions on how that change should transpire, then there's still going to be challenges, right? But as long as people are willing to entertain different perspectives, then we can move forward. It's when somebody's so entrenched in their agenda and not listening to anybody else that it's a lose-lose situation. But with Aquarius is about win-win, right? So it's about how do we all move together? So it's going to be a process. Honestly, I think the next 20 years will be quite interesting to see what transpires. But yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Kind of a raise your knees a little higher, kind of.
Rachel,
You need a little at a time.
I know, keep that in mind, right? Like raising our knees every single day, right? Yes, thank you for bringing that up.
I've just been wondering about it quite a bit.
Yes. Other questions? Let's see, Pepper says, I have a question. The inauguration will be on 1/20/2021, the same number moving forward. It's a palindrome. What is the significance of any? So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. It's going to be an 8 is the overall numerology of that day, which will be, that's about abundance. It's about tuning into, really abundance for all of us. And not that that specific day is going to change that, but I do, give it credit that it is happening on a significant day. So are we going to see changes in the future? Absolutely. We've seen so many changes this year alone that, it's going to continue. And we just have to be, again, it's not going to be easy because change is difficult. You're going to get those people that are going to just hang on and claw for the old way of doing things. And then you're going to the others that are running to the, to the new finish line. So we need to be patient is one thing that's coming in. And then the other thing is making sure that you are staying aligned with your truth, because it's easy to get pulled into other people's stories and stuff. So through your spiritual practice, that will definitely support you. Yes, Kristen, I see your hand is up, love bug.
Hi there. Rochelle, I saw her in the chat say that was funny, talking about my cat that took over the screen.
She has one of those cats too.
Yeah, she likes to get in the camera apparently. I had a question. Did you say we should look at what house Jupiter and Saturn are
Absolutely
in right now?
Yes.
So I looked, and I'm sure it's not right there. Like, I can't tell. It's right on the cusp between 7 and 8.
So
I think it's in 7.
0 degrees is. I mean, I can look at your chart and I can email you and let you know
Okay.
for sure. But knowing where that is will help you in setting your intentions, right? So
I think it's in 7. Like,
okay. So that's about
I think it's mostly in 7.
So I mean, that's actually interesting because 7th is about partnership and equality. I mean, a lot of the characteristics of Aquarius, it's about balance. It's about partnerships. So that'll be interesting to work with.
That will be interesting, actually.
Very supportive.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. Other questions? Oh, Just Be, you're here. I was going to mention to you too, because I didn't get an email with your address, but I will give you a manifesting kit too as your gift for our class the other day, if you want that instead of the Slim and Sassy. So I'm putting at goodvibejenna.com. There's my email address, so email me so I can get your address and send that out. And let me know if you still want the Slim and Sassy or if you want the manifesting kit.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here again. So I'm like, I don't know for sure who you are. I just see Just Be and I love it, but it's like, who are you really?
It's a mystery.
Good. Any final questions before we wrap up tonight?
I have a quick question, Jenna. What's the difference between, in terms of like setting intentions on a day like today or, this week, I guess, versus on a new moon?
Well, this is going to have a lot of the same energy as a new moon, since we've got 4 planets at 0 degrees.
Yeah.
So I would, with Aquarius being the theme for the new year, I would definitely look to see where that is hitting in your chart. And You know, what are the Aquarian energies that are supporting you so that you can
Yeah.
really honor that?
I think it's in my 4th house, if I'm not mistaken, but I'll have to see.
Yeah.
I read something somewhere about doing a sort of release ceremony.
Oh, absolutely.
Solstice, where you kind of celebrate what you've endured, and you know, like write down all your sufferings, and then write down like what was the benefit of it in a way.
Yeah, definitely, because it helps you get out of the victimization of it.
Yeah.
Recognizing that there is value, right? Like if
Right.
we may get the message 100 times to let go of something, and then if we don't let go of it and we're forced to let go of it, now we're like scratching and clawing to hold on to it. So, you know, you can recognize the blessing in the challenges that we face.
Right. Thank you.
Jana, when you were answering and you said, look at where that is falling in your chart, where specifically Aquarius is, or you mean
Yes,
the Jupiter Saturn
0 degrees
conjunction?
Aquarius. Yeah.
0 degrees Aquarius. Okay.
Yeah, like I was mentioning in the presentation, this is a release, so it's endings and beginnings. So reviewing what's taken place, you know, over the past year or whatever time period, what you're ready to let go of. I like writing it on a piece of paper, and then I'll burn it in a candle or burn it over a fire or something. I love the fire energy because it disintegrates it, as well as sends the smoke up into the heavens, because to me that's a huge release. And then sometimes I'll actually take the ashes and either bury them in my garden, or I'll take them out to the ocean to let go. But it's really a powerful time for you to let go of, you know, the old childhood wounds and emotional distress that it doesn't serve us any longer. So
should we just ask for permission to let those things go? Because I like the contracts, the soul contracts.
oh, absolutely. Cut the cords with those soul contracts, right? Be free. Be free. Yes.
Yana, sorry. I've got the same placement, I think, as that lady with the 4th house. So I was just hoping to hear a little bit more about it, if you don't mind.
Yeah. So the 4th house relates to home base. It also relates to your emotional security, and recognizing that nobody can create emotional security for you, right? It's something that comes from within. So if we're looking for, say, like a partner that's going to create that emotional security, then it's not going to be sustainable. We have to create that emotional security within. So this may be an opportunity for you to change physical locations of where you live, or spruce up the house that you're actually in. It may be an up-leveling of your emotions, and making sure that you've got spiritual practices that support whatever you're going through, so that you're self-sufficient is the word that's coming in.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. I want to thank you.
Hi, Jana. Cheryl.
Yes, Cheryl.
I don't. My internet connection went out for a second. Did you say anything about the 8th house?
I did not say anything about the 8th house. The 8th house relates to transformation. So that's going to be that death and rebirth. It has to do with shared resources, inheritances, sex, the occult, kind of the things that are hidden behind closed doors and what's coming to the surface. There may be personal behaviors that you look at and you go, oh, I don't need to do that anymore, right? And so write it down and get rid of it and replace it with something that you want.
Okay. Perfect. And that's the same placement that my natal chart is.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
All right. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. It's been my pleasure to share information about the solstice in this big transformation that we're going through. I'm like giddy with excitement. I can't wait because it feels lighter, right? Like we're in the earth signs is so heavy and drudging through the muck, and now it's like, oh my God, I can breathe and let's move forward and run and dance in the fields. So it's very powerful. So I want to thank you for joining us tonight, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the new year. Remember to donate. Remember to get your ebooks at newmoonmanifesting.com/solstice, and donations are at newmoonmanifesting.com/give. So please participate in those. And again, thank you for being here, and I will see you soon. Love you all.
Bye. We love you, Jenna. Blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Rachel.
Congratulations and thank